Before the grid goes down and the chaos begins, take a split second to hit that like button and subscribe. Because the information I'm about to share isn't about gaining followers, it is about keeping you alive when the world goes dark. Imagine it is day 14 of a nationwide collapse. The power has been out for 2 weeks. The grocery shelves were stripped bare in the first 48 hours, and the water pressure in your taps is nothing but a dry hiss. The eerie silence of the suburbs is broken only by the terrifying hum of a generator 3 streets over, a siren song that screams, "I have resources," to every desperate soul within a 5-mile radius. You look out your window and you don't see neighbors anymore. You see competition. The friendly wave from the guy next door has been replaced by a predatory stare, a calculation of your weight against his hunger. In this new world, the community has dissolved into a raw ecosystem governed by predator selection, and the most dangerous thing you can do is stand out. Most people prepare for this nightmare by becoming what I call the tactical tourist. You know the type. He buys the most expensive plate carrier, he stockpiles ammunition in visible crates, and he boards up his windows with fresh, bright plywood that smells like Home Depot. He believes that looking dangerous is a deterrent, but he is dead wrong. In a starvation scenario, visible capability does not equal safety. It equals loot. By looking prepared, he has turned his home into a high-value target, a loot crate worth the risk of a siege. Today, we are going to dismantle that ego-driven need to look tough. We are going to strip away the tactical cosplay and replace it with the psychology of the gray man. We are going to turn you into a ghost, using common household items and behavioral psychology to hack the collective gaze of a desperate mob, ensuring that while your neighbors are being targeted, you are simply ignored. The first step in your transformation involves the exterior optics of your home, specifically your trash and yard debris. The natural instinct is to keep your property clean to maintain a sense of order, but order is an anomaly in a collapse, and anomalies attract attention. You need to curate a deterioration disguise. Take the trash you would normally throw away, cardboard boxes, old plastic sheeting, scattered leaves, and strategically strew them across your front lawn and driveway. You aren't just making a mess. You are crafting a narrative of abandonment. If your house looks ransacked, the roving eyes of a looter will slide right past it because their brain is scanning for high-reward targets, not empty shells. The magic here is pattern matching. Predators look for signs of life and resistance. By disrupting the pattern of a secure home and mimicking the visual language of a looted ruin, you lower your threat profile to near zero. A pro tip here is to break a window pane in your garage or a side room, carefully of course, and tape cardboard over it from the inside. It screams that someone has already broken in, so why would they bother trying again? Next, we need to address the most critical leak of information coming from your home, the olfactory signature of your kitchen. In a world where people are starving, the smell of cooking food is a death sentence. It travels for hundreds of yards, cutting through the stagnant air and triggering the primal hunger drive of anyone who smells it. You need to abandon the concept of hot meals during daylight hours and embrace the method of cold soaking. Take your rice, beans, or dehydrated oats and place them in a sealed jar with water for 4 to 6 hours. It requires 0 heat and releases 0 smell. The physics here are simple. Heat excites molecules, making them volatile and airborne, carrying the scent of your resources directly to the enemy. By keeping the thermal energy contained, you contain the information. If you absolutely must cook, do it at 3 a.m. during a rainstorm, which acts as a natural scrubber for the air, and do it in an interior room with the doors towel sealed. Now let's look at your personal movement, specifically how you navigate the exterior of your property. The tactical tourist moves with purpose, head on a swivel, weapon at the low ready, walking briskly. This screams police or military, and it marks you as a threat to be neutralized or a resource to be harvested. You need to adopt protective stupidity. When you have to go outside, you need to slouch. Shorten your stride. Drag your feet slightly. You are mimicking the disaster shuffle of the unprepared, dehydrated masses. The psychology behind this is mirror neurons. When a predator sees a confident, upright posture, their adrenaline spikes in preparation for a fight. When they see a slumped, lethargic figure, their brain categorizes you as low value and non-threat. Do not wear your camouflage fatigues or your clean tactical C boots. Wear dirty blue jeans and a gray hoodie 2 sizes too big. Camouflage says, I have a gun, but dirty casual wear says, I have nothing. Light discipline is the next layer of your invisibility armor, and most people fail this because they rely on standard curtains. A single photon of light escaping your window at night can be seen from over a mile away in a grid-down environment, acting like a lighthouse for looters. You need to construct total blackout shields using cardboard and duct tape, cut to the exact dimensions of your window frames. Do not just hang a blanket. Tape the cardboard directly to the glass or the frame to prevent light bleeding from the edges. But here is the expert edge. Never use white light inside the house at night, even with blackout measures. Use a red LED headlamp on the lowest setting. The physics of red light wavelength means it has the lowest scatter and the shortest travel distance, preserving your natural night vision and ensuring that if a seal fails, the light won't pierce into the street. We also need to weaponize your waste management to protect your secrets. If the grid is down, the sewers are likely backed up, and how you deal with biological waste tells a story to your neighbors. If you are burying waste in the backyard, do not use bleach or strong-smelling disinfectants on the topsoil. The sharp, chemical smell of bleach in a world of rot indicates that someone has hygiene supplies, which are as valuable as gold. Instead, cover your latrine pits with heavy mulch, ash from a fire, or dry dirt. You are masking the signature of civilization. The goal is to smell like the earth, not like a sanitized hospital. If a looter smells bleach coming from your yard, they know you are healthy. And if you are healthy, you have supplies they want. Let's talk about social engineering, specifically the concept of decoy resources. Eventually, a neighbor will come knocking, or you will be observed taking trash out. You cannot let them see a bag full of empty Spam cans or freeze-dried meal pouches, as that proves you are eating well. You need to maintain a trash of the starving pile. Keep a separate bag of garbage that contains nothing but useless non-food items, crumpled paper, dust, maybe a single, completely licked clean can of generic vegetables. Leave this bag visible near your back door or in the open garage. When people scout your house, they look for clues of consumption. A verified lack of calories in your trash serves as physical evidence to back up your cover story. It is a psychological sleight of hand that uses their own observation skills against them, confirming their bias that you are just as desperate as they are. Finally, we have the verbal interface, or weaponized vulnerability. If you are cornered and forced to speak with a neighbor, you must never be the one answering questions. You must be the one complaining. Before they can ask if you have food, you need to ask them. Look them in the eye, let your voice crack with genuine fear and say, Mike, do you have any baby formula? We've been out for 2 days. Even if you don't have a baby. By positioning yourself as the beggar immediately, you psychologically disarm them. It creates a social contract where they feel awkward asking you for something after you just asked them for help. You are flipping the script from being a potential donor to a burden. In a survival scenario, people cut ties with burdens. They will avoid you, not because they fear you, but because they don't want to share what little they have with a leech. That avoidance is your safety. Ultimately, survival isn't about the gear you hoard. It is about the story you tell. The tactical tourist tells a story of pride and strength, and he dies defending it. The gray man tells a story of misery and emptiness, and he lives to see the restoration of order. As you sit in your darkened living room, listening to the screams of the prepared neighbor down the street being overrun because he ran his generator and cooked bacon, you will understand the dark truth. You didn't win a firefight. You didn't repel a siege. You simply didn't exist to them. You traded the comfort of honesty and the luxury of light for the absolute security of invisibility. You are the master of your domain, not because you are the strongest, but because you are the only one smart enough to play the victim. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments. In a long-term, grid-down scenario, what is the one item in your house that would give you away if you didn't hide it? Leave your answer below, hit like if you want to survive, and stay hidden.